Once the Man of Steel actually gets released, I think we're going to hear a lot from actor Michael Shannon, whether the movie's good or bad, because Michael Shannon is playing General Zod in Man of Steel, which I'm looking forward to. But I've been a fan of Michael Shannon for a very, very, very long time. I mean, he's an incredible actor. He got nominated for an Oscar in 2008, and he has a brand new film called The Iceman. And going into seeing this new movie, The Iceman, starring Michael Shannon and Winona Ryder and Ray Liotta and David Schwimmer, yes, David Schwimmer, and Chris Evans. Surprising. I mean, that was the biggest surprise. Before I get into details, like David Schwimmer and Chris Evans were very unrecognizable watching this movie. It was just like I was surprised to see them. I didn't really know much about this movie. The only thing I knew about this film was the actual poster. I didn't know what it was about. I knew it was kind of about a hitman, and you know, what the poster said, because I never really ever saw the trailer. I kind of went into this movie blind, and sometimes that can be a good thing. Sometimes it can be a bad thing. When you go into a movie, you really don't know anything about it, and I think that sometimes can be a challenge, especially when you see it at a film festival, because you just don't know what you're going to see. But I had an idea about this film going in just a little bit, mainly that he was a hitman and that he had a family. I did not know that it was going to be based on a true story, and it would be centered from the 60s to the 80s in New Jersey, and it would tell the story of a true hitman that killed a lot of people, was hired to kill a lot of people, and concealed it very well from his family. His family seemed like they never ever knew. According to the film, I don't know what the actual true story. I'm really interested to learn about the real man, the real people, and everything. But as I was watching this movie, I couldn't help but think, I've heard this before. I've heard about this story. Some of the names sounded a little familiar. Some of like way the movie was flowing was like, okay, I've heard about this. But I was glad that I knew nothing about this movie going in. I'm glad I went and saw it blind, and I'm glad that I saw the film. Michael Shannon gives the performance of a lifetime. He'll probably be forgotten at the Oscar time, but he does deserve to get nominated for some kind of an award, especially an Oscar. His performance, I mean, he's the star of the movie, he holds it. He is the central character, and he is a despicable, horrible character. He is a horrible human being, and Michael Shannon really plays him really, really well. You really just get a sense of his personality, and this guy is the most driest personality, and I think you really have to be this kind of personality if you're willing to kill people for money. I was really compelled by this film, and of course, you know, Michael Shannon is the star, and he is the reason to see this movie, but everybody around him, from Ray Liotta to Chris Evans to even Winona Ryder, who I haven't seen in a movie in a long time, give decent performances to get you to sympathize with them, and then at the same time as you're like, oh, this is so terrible. But you know, I mean, it's real life. These are based on real people in real situations, and I felt like I was so happy. One thing I felt like after watching this movie, thank you, that I just want to say thanks to the movie gods above that Michael Bay did not direct this film, because we know what happens when he directs true stories about tragic events. He turns it into a comedy. This is not a comedy. I didn't laugh once. I was quite scared watching this movie just because of the subject matter, and I felt like it was handled really well by a director that I don't know much about. This is not his first film, but I'm really interested to see his previous films, and I look forward to seeing what else he's got in the future. It's shot really well. It's very gritty. It feels like a 1970s film, even though it's centered from the 60s into the 80s. But I felt like watching this movie that I was taken out of this experience of being in a movie theater and felt like I was a part of this movie. This movie is done very, very well. It's an excellent film, and it just shows the world that Michael Shannon is one of the greatest living actors living today, and not a lot of people are talking about him. So hopefully after he plays General Zod in Man of Steel, which I'm really looking forward to, average filmgoers will actually give a damn about Michael Shannon. This is an excellent film, and if you can find it in your theater in your area and you can see it in a movie theater, I highly recommend you check out The Iceman. If you don't get a chance to see it, it'll probably be on video very, very, very soon, or on Netflix or something like that, Redbox. I really recommend you check out The Iceman. I'm going to give the film 3.5 stars. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter and I'm on Facebook. And please go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Live Film, and also go to WhoYouTube.com. Thank you again for watching, and have an awesome day.